Hola clase, vamos a hablar del verbo tener hoy. So today we're going to talk about the verb tener. Tener means to have. When you use tener with the verb, with the word que in another verb, it means to have to. So let's edit. Okay, so tener que means to have to when it's used with another verb. So to have to. Now, you all should have received a copy of these notes in your Google Drive or your email. I sent a copy to all of you. So you can follow along with those notes. If you want to handwrite it, that's great. If you want to type it into your copy, that's great. So whichever one you want to use when you finish it, you'll just upload that into our Google Classroom, okay? So again, back to tener. It means to have or to have to when it's with the verb tener que. As I've said, it means things that we have or possess. So I'm going to write the word possess. Or own. Okay? So for example, I have 2 cats. She has 3 dogs. We have 7 kittens. Again, use tener because tener means to have. And again, the difference between tener and tener que, things we have and things that we have to do or have to study or have to whatever. Okay, you also use the verb with age, the verb tener, when you're talking about your age. Because in Spanish you aren't years, you have them. So for example, if I were 15, that was a long time ago, I would say I have 15 years. Yo tengo 15 años. I would not say I am, yo soy 15. That just doesn't translate the same. So anytime you're asking or telling age, you have to use the verb tener. You have to say, oh, ¿cuántos años tienes? How many years do you have? Oh, yo tengo 15 años. I have 15 years. So again, tener is to have, and then tener que is to have to. And finally, we can use the verb tener in expressions like tener hambre, tener sed. There's lots of these expressions, tener frío, which means to be cold, tener calor, to be hot. And these are called idiomatic expressions, and they all use the verb tener. And in this case, they mean, it means like to be hot, to be cold. We're not going to focus too much on tener expressions. We're mainly going to focus on these 3 points right here. Tener que, regular tener, and tener with age. But we need to know what the forms of tener are. And before we know the forms of tener, let's do a quick review of our subject pronouns. Don't forget the verb, the subject yo means I. Then you have tu, which is you familiar. Usted is you formal. Él is he. Ella is she. Nosotros is we. Vosotros is you in Spain, you all, like y'all, if you want to call it that. Ustedes is you all, it's formal, and you can use that everywhere. Ellos and ellas both mean they. This is masculine, and that is feminine. Okay, so the yo form of tener means, or is, yo tengo, and it means I have. If you want to write the English translation, that's great. Yo tengo. I'm not going to write it, but if you want to. So yo tengo is I have. Like yo tengo 15 años. I have 15 years. Yo tengo una pluma. I have 1 pen. The tu form of tener that means you have is tienes. Tú tienes una pluma. You have a pen. And that's a T. The usted, el, ella, that mean you have, he has, or she has, is tiene. Right. The nosotros form, that means we have. Let's see if I can fit it in there. I may have to write a little crooked. Tenemos. 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 Hopefully you'll write better than me and it'll fit in the line. The vosotros form in Spain to say y'all have is tenéis. Oops, it's an E. Teneis. And again, that's second letters in E. Tenéis. And then finally, the ustedes, ellos, ellas, to say you all have, they have, and they have, is tienen. Just looks just like that word, but with an N. Tienen. All right, so yo tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tenéis, tienen. So now I'm going to ask you to repeat after me wherever you are. You can do it in your head. You know, do it out loud. Yes, that'll help you. All right, repitan por favor. Yo tengo. Tú tienes. Él tiene. Tenemos. Tenéis. Tienen. One more time. Tengo. Tienes. Tiene. Tenemos. Tenéis. Tienen. Muy bien. Let's move on to the second page. Okay. So here we are practicing. Vamos a practicar con tener. Please note if you see the little stars, that means you have to use a form of tener plus que, because remember it means to have to, and it's always going to be followed by a verb right after that. If you see a verb right after que, you know, hey, it's got to be tener que, and it means to have to. All right, so number one, tú blank una bicicleta. You blank a bike. Basically, you have a bike. So pause the video for a second and try to figure out what form of tener it's going to be. So go ahead and pause. Okay, so the answer is tú tienes. Número dos, number two. Nosotros blank estudiar para un examen. We have basically to study for a test. Notice the stars. Also, it's followed by a verb. So that tells us, hey, that's got to be a form of tener plus que. So what form of tener plus que would that be? Pause the video and let me know. Okay, that would be tenemos que. So tenemos que, that's an S right there. Tenemos space QUE. Tenemos que estudiar. We have to study for a test. Number three, Benjamin blank 15 años. Benjamin blank 15 years. Basically, he has 15 years. What do you think it is? Correct. Tiene, because it's he has. Oops, my stylus is not working so well. Okay, so tiene, T-I-E-N-E, tiene. Los estudiantes blank 6 clases. The students blank 6 classes. So the students have 6 classes. Okay, so los estudiantes, that tells us it's they, because it's more than one, so you know the ellos form. So that would be tienen. 5. Usted blank un hijo guapo. You have a son. So what's the usted form of tener to say you have a son? Correct. Usted tiene. You have. Número 6. Gonzalo y Julia blank trabajar hoy. Gonzalo y Julia have to work today. It's got a verb. It's got the stars. That tells us, hey, it can't just be tener, but it has to be tener que. And it's 2 people. So what's the they form of tener? Correct. Tienen, because it's ellos. Don't forget your que. Muy bien. La señora blank comprar naranjas. Oh, there's a verb. The woman has to buy oranges. And again, the stars tell us to. Since it's la señora, it's like saying she, which is ella. The ella form of tener. Muy bien. Tiene que. And then finally, yo blank 17 años. I have 17 years. The yo form of tener, yo tengo. Okay. So again, once you finish this, these guided notes, save a copy, screenshot it, whatever, take a picture if you wrote them out, and make sure you upload them into the classroom. I will also share a couple of YouTube videos that are fun on Tonero, fun ways to remember them. Maybe annoying, but hey, they might work, so I'm all for that. Okay, so please let me know if you have any questions, and adios.